shepherd dogs and wolves. Mr. Laszlo Bartha is an ethologist, who has been breeding and working with large livestock guardian shepherd dogs with decades. In the past 15 years he has lived in Szekelyudvarhely, which is situated in eastern Transylvania. This small region is very special in our days, as on this small region, there are more wolves and bears are living wildly and freely than in whole Western and Central Europe combined. In this region it is completely prohibited to hunt, or kill these predators. Only livestock guardian shepherd dogs can keep them away from the sheep flocks that are grazed in big numbers in the mountainous pastures where they are grazing. These dogs work like as if they were living in the age when shepherd dogs were invented and used in big numbers. Mr. Bartha talks about his experiences about shepherd dog and wolf encounters. Mr. Bartha, we talked about the complexity of the work of the large shepherd dogs who are active around sheep flocks. One of these tasks is that your dogs live and work in a region, which is full of predators, like wolves and bears to an unprecedented extent. These predators cannot be hunted or killed in your country, only shepherd dogs stand between them and the livestock. They act and work like their ancestors many hundreds of years ago. What are your experiences? What can a pack of shepherd dogs do against a wolf pack? How effective they are?
Here, as in everything, there are ranks that we do not like to speak about in our modern world. There are good shepherd dog packs, and there are mediocre ones, and there are some who are weak. In an interesting way, there are differences between pastures. There are some where we see that wolves are present, but they do not really attack livestock. The reason for this should be studied by wildlife ethologists, namely, that they are present, but do not attack. And there are other pastures where the pressure on the dogs and the shepherds is brutal. In the communist era of Romania, a lot of pastures were left alone and became quite wild. As Romania became the member of the EU, a lot of new entrepreneurs began to rent these pastures, bought sheep and dogs, mainly because the EU funds and supports sheep herding activities. As the wild animals learned how to live on these LGDs, these ones are usually the most dangerous ones, as wolves learn to live there and not used to feel the danger. So there are different pastures with different danger levels, and there are different quality packs of shepherd dogs. If we look at the maximum level, those shepherd dog packs are the best and most valuable ones, where the dogs are so tough and can work together so well that they can preserve the safety of the sheep even on the most difficult pastures. And this is very rare. I know about packs, the dogs in it are partly from my litters, when for example 4 male together was take to a pasture like this, and even they could not defend the livestock properly. Another pack was brought and mixed with the original one, and this is as extremely difficult task, as these dogs are all very dominant ones. The shepherd managed to solve the task as both the original dogs and the new ones became very tired and their aggression level decreased against each other's. My top-level LGD pack was created around 5 years ago, and they are the best. They can stand their ground even at the most dangerous places. They are like a samurai sword, in which different steel layers are combined and add up to something much better and stronger.
Mr. Bartha, why wolves are so dangerous predators and for dogs?
First of all, because they are very intelligent and know the territory much better than the dogs, as they live there since their puppyhood. Secondly, because they are absolutely better in their physique than even the best dogs. The wolves in physical abilities are so much above the dogs, that if everything is all right, and they do not take it too easy, they are not in real danger from dogs. To say that wolf or bear-killing dog breeds are existing is a very basic and simple myth. It sometimes, very rarely happens that dogs kill a wolf, but it is in maximum 0.001% of all cases. Livestock guardian shepherd dogs do not defend the sheep flocks by killing wolves, but much rather by tiring them. A good shepherd dog pack who can work together gives such a level of strain to the wolf that after some trials they tend to think that it is too much time and energy to take away something from here. I would rather go to a place where dogs are weaker, or I will hunt something. The basic rule is that the dogs intercept and counterbalance the wolf. A situation like this can go to extreme directions, like the dogs kill a wolf, as it happened to my dogs, and I will tell you about it soon. Or, and this is more frequent, that the wolf or wolves kill the dog. It is still extreme, as the basic rule is interception and counter-defense.
Do the wolves have so much better physics, or they are faster?
Yes. You should imagine it like the difference between the eagle and a turkey. The same muscle size, but a complete difference in muscle quality. An eagle can easily smash the skull of another animal, while the turley can't even dream about it. It is strange to say a thing like this, but this muscle quality difference can be felt even between dogs. It happened just 4 years ago that I imported a shepherd dog from Dagestan from the steppes. I was really interested that what those real Central Asian shepherds look like and work who are not the present byproducts of Russian breeders around Moscow. I had a lot of problems with this dog. I did not like his character and outlook, but from one respect it was very interesting to work with him. His muscles of the same size were much stronger compared to Western bred, in quotes, shepherd dogs. According to my experiences, wolves are much better in it.
Mr. Bartha, can you give us an example about the meeting and interaction of wolves and dogs, from which this difference can be seen clearly?
Of course, as I have a lot of shepherd friends who live with their sheep in the wilderness, and I frequently meet and talk with them. To many of them happened frequently that a wolf came close to the sheep and them during daylight. The wolves usually came and arrived so precisely that even his dogs did not notice them. When he threw his stick towards the wolf, he just stepped away and looked around what he could hunt down. Wolves exactly knows what they are able to do, and they can and dare to go close to the humans and dogs without fear. Of course, in cases like this the dogs go after the wolf, but they do not have the slightest chance. I saw it myself personally, when in an autumn afternoon I visited a sheep flock where my dogs were seeing. It was still daylight, and when I returned to the village, I heard big barking behind me. When I looked at what was happening I saw that a pack of dogs chased a wolf away from the flock in full gallop. If you watch dogs many times you know how they move when they run with full force at the maximum. What was astonishing that the wolf was galloping in a canter. When the dogs got closer to him, and I thought that they will catch him, it looked as if he was pushing the turbo button and easily passed by. So, from the point when the dogs galloped in full speed, the wolf could accelerate to a different level and leave behind without an effort. The other story is interesting as well, although it belongs to the other extreme pole and very rare indeed. It was the case when my dog pack caught and killed a wolf. What is interesting that this wolf was not an old or an ill one, but a young and healthy one. I arrived there by the time when the wolf was already dead, but my shepherd friend saw the fight and could tell me what happened. The footage that you see in this film are from his mobile phone. What happened was that a wolf was returning from the village. It is quite probable that he was hunting for dogs. Where I live, wolves usually go into the villages and hunt tied dogs and eat them. So, the wolf came from the direction of the forest on the mountain. As the sheep and the dog pack was on higher ground, 2 dog bitches noticed the wolf and went after him. Here I have to insert something. Those livestock guardian dogs who work on the field learn the triangulation. If you walk with your dog and he runs after something, the dog always returns to the location where he lost you. The good shepherd dogs can calculate somehow that if you are moving, where they should return in your line to find you. It shows how intelligent the working shepherd dogs are. The 4 male of the pack did the same. They did not go after the chasing bitches, but they moved to the direction where the wolf will be. They went into the forest and waited for the wolf, and the wolf did not notice them. The wolf did not fear from the bitches. As they arrived closer, he speeded up towards the forest. But when he reached there, the males were ready and attacked. This is the rare example when the experience of a good shepherd dog pack and the carelessness and mistake of a wolf meet. What is the part of this story and clear sign of the conditional differences is the following. What you have to know that this dog pack was a very experienced and a very dangerous one. As in this region there were a lot of stray dogs who sometimes hunted sheep. They slowly got used to kill other dogs who appeared. These working dogs, who are professional in killing as part of their daily job, can kill a large-bodied dog in some minutes, and by the time the shepherd gets to the scene, the other dog cannot be saved usually. Let's think it over that these dogs, who kill other dogs in 1 or 2 minutes, fought with the wolf for more than 20 minutes, and not alone, as 4 males, 2 bitches, and many young dogs were around. If you look at the video footages, you see that the dogs are very tired. And let's think of the difference. These dogs, who kill other dogs in 1 minute, fought with one wolf for more than 20 minutes. What strength, speed and fighting abilities the wolves can have. In a surroundings like this, unfortunately, we frequently lose our livestock guardian dogs, This is why we keep a lot of young ones to replace them if anything happens. Guarding flocks against predators is a very dangerous work and a constant struggle. In other regions, on videos for example, we see sometimes that wolves do not know what to do with a dog. I saw a Scandinavian video for example, when a husky, or Spitz type of dog was surrounded by 2 wolves, and they do not know what to do with him, and he runs freely after the encounter. At us, an experienced wolf couple kill a dog in less than a minute. If you see a video like this, and you have no former experiences, you tend to think that wolves and dogs are on the same level. There is a wide spectrum of opinions what is usual and what is the basic rule of such encounters. Some breeders emphasize the rare end of the scale and promote that their dogs are wolf or bear killers. This is what we have seen in connection with a lot of Kangal breeders' communication. The basic rule is against this: digs cannot kill wolves and bears easily. In general, a lone wolf do not attack a large-bodied shepherd dog. Not because he could not win in the fight, but because it is coded in the wolves that a fight like this could cause a lot of injuries and it is not worth doing it. We have very good and proven dogs and they are very effective. As I mentioned, there are some cases when they can defeat a wolf if everything turns successfully. Unfortunately, at least as many and more dogs are killed by wolves. There are cases when the shepherd calls me up and say, "Laszlo, this dog was killed by the wolves, we could not do anything to avoid it." Some weeks ago I saw a documentary in which wolf puppies were raised isolated from their parents. They were given living white mice for them, which they did not harm, as their parents did not teach them how to do it. It is interesting that young wolves in a pack learn from their parents that what is a prey and how to deal with them and kill them. The wolf, which grows up in a pack, where the elders hunt for dogs as a food source, and many times feed the young ones with dog meat, like in our region, and teach them how to handle dogs, these are really dangerous animals for dogs. If 3-4 of them teams up as a pack, that is tough. For a livestock guardian dog pack to stand up against them and defend the sheep effectively, this is something. This is really something.